The emancipation of slaves marked a transition in societal, economical, and political goals, becoming a turning point in their struggle for equality.
By 1864, the country is soaked in the blood of its soldiers, blue and gray. By war's end, nearly 620,000 men are dead. After years of fighting, Lincoln is under incredible pressure to justify the terrible sacrifice and bloodshed. On one side, he has abolitionists clamoring to give the war a moral purpose. But Lincoln worries what freeing the slaves might do to his army. His generals advise against it.
General McClellan is telling Lincoln in no uncertain terms that white men will not fight to free black men, that if you turn this into a war about the Negro slave, then Northern armies will dissolve overnight.
Lincoln faces a dilemma. He needs the manpower black soldiers can provide, but risks losing the white soldiers if he frees the slaves. So he's careful not to reveal his intentions.
While he's publicly denying that he has any intention of moving on emancipation, privately he in fact is writing a draft of the Emancipation Proclamation.
Lincoln waits for a Union victory before proceeding. And when he finally makes the announcement, he emphasizes the practical benefits. The proclamation only frees slaves in Confederate states. It reduces the Southern workforce and adds 200,000 black recruits to Union ranks. At the same time, Lincoln begins to cast the bloodshed in a new light.
He persuaded people that there was a secondary cause to the war, that union meant liberty, that liberty would preserve the Union. It was intertwined.
Every man has a right to be equal with every other man. In this great struggle, this form of government and every form of human right is endangered if our enemies succeed.
Overnight, Lincoln redefined the war. No longer is it a war about states' rights. It becomes a war for human rights.
President Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1, 1863. By doing so, he freed all the slaves living in the Confederacy. However, those in the border states were not free. Lincoln's reasoning behind keeping slavery in the border states was that if he did in fact free the border states, they would leave the Union and join the Confederacy. When Lincoln freed the slaves, the desire for a slave-free Union swept the North, giving them a reason to fight an offensive war. Plus, the Battle of Antietam kept the British from getting involved. Many of the freed slaves joined the Union Army, giving them a significant advantage in number over the Confederacy. This was a turning point in itself because African Americans now had the opportunity to fight against the institution of slavery. Not only would they conquer slavery, African Americans now had the opportunity to fight for future political, social, and economic rights.